What have you done? And can you... I almost cursed. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Leilani of Barbados, and so on and so forth. Let's just jump right in to this speech that Meghan Markle has made today.
Please give a very warm One Young World welcome to the co-founder of Archwell, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex.
Okay, so first of all, she's still going by Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, milking that title without the sanctioning of her family. In fact, her family is not seeing her in England, meaning Harry's family, the royals, are not seeing her. Even though she is technically staying 2 doors away from William, he does not want to get involved in any drama, and so therefore he is not going to be visiting and having tea with his brother and the wife.
Well, good evening, everyone. It is very nice to be back in the UK.
How can you... Sorry, I have to stop. How can you say it's very nice to be back in the UK? I mean, you slandered the UK. I almost wonder...
a lot like...
Well, anyway, we'll get into that later.
Young,
okay, let's go.
Ambitious, advocating for the things I deeply and profoundly believed in.
I want to talk about something a little bit that I'm noticing here. So, in terms of her body language... Shout out to Body Language Guy. I haven't watched his review, but I am probably stepping into his territory right now. How she's looking at the audience. I mean, she's improved. She's improved from the vocal fry that she used to have because in California. By the way, I saw a comment that said I should not make fun of how people speak because I should be more professional. Look, I'm not professional at all. I'm sorry to confuse you. I'm on YouTube, okay?
It's just proof. Proof that I was there. And proof that I belonged. Because the truth was, I wasn't sure that I belonged.
I was so nervous. Oh, I doubted myself.
Okay, so I'm going to pause again. I don't know if it's because the lights are too bright, but studio lights are studio lights and she should be used to them, at least that. But she just seems very like her eye contact is not quite there. I think that's why a lot of people think that she's some kind of AI generated robot, because it's not a connection that you make with the audience. Yeah, it could be because she doesn't care about anything she's saying, basically.
If I was good enough to even be there, if what I was doing in the world, albeit important and meaningful as far as I saw it, was it deserving to have a seat at this table? But One Young World, but too often in that, we neglect the point that you're doing it now. You here in this present moment.
Oh gosh.
This is where it's all beginning. The first year I joined the delegation.
Yeah, no. Because anyone can be there. It's very easy. Meghan Markle mentions herself no less than 54 times in front of £1,000 per ticket summit attendees who were going to be there regardless for the summit, but not for her. Someone told me I should attend the summit. I did not know Meghan Markle was going to be there, but it was a little bit above my pay grade. The $1,000 ticket and then transportation, accommodation, and so on and so forth. But imagine if I had gone and then Meghan Markle shows up to lecture me about poverty. I would say I dodged a bullet. The fact that you think that every single thing you do is such a big accomplishment, and I'm going to get into that later, but this is mental insanity.
And also what legacy you will leave. But too often in that, we neglect the point that you're doing it now. You here in this present moment. This is where it's all beginning. And there I was the girl from Suits.
Girl from Suits.
And I was surrounded by world leaders, humanitarians, prime ministers, and activists that I had such a deep and long-standing respect and admiration for.
The eye contact is missing.
And I was invited to pull up a seat at the table. I was so
Oh, there's
overwhelmed
Harry.
by this.
Unlike the fake applause track that looped in the background on the inside, the Markle couple, and heckled by protesters wielding placards, telling them off.
Experience, I think I even saved my little paper
You know
place
something?
card that said my name on it.
You know something? Harry's looking at her in the crowd like, just look at me. Then you would look more genuine. Just look at me. I know you. Look at me. Harry has gone from mentally fragile, of course, you know, his whole mental thing, and to now just straight up angry with everyone for everything. But how self-unaware does one have to be to show up in the UK in the first place? They could have just trotted on to Germany. And speaking of Germany, Germany of course rolled out the red carpet for them. But of course, being as pragmatic as Germany is, they would not pay for their security for the Invictus Games. They will cruise the Rhine on a $13 million yacht. Quite a step up from the previous yachts Meghan used to frequent off the shores of human trafficking tolerant Eastern European countries, I do say. Allegedly. Makes you think if it wasn't for COVID, everyone would have been over their stunts a lot earlier and sooner. So totally, yes, enjoy it while it lasts, I guess. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I do think that Harry knows what it is like to be vulnerable, and she don't.
Just proof that I was there,
That I
Proof
made it.
that
What?
I belonged.
That you what? Wait, hold on, what she said? What? What word do you want? Do you want people to put your feet in milk? Do you want people then kiss them after they dry them off? Like, what are you really talking about? Nobody can feel that. Nobody. Because I feel a little bit manipulated here. I feel like, I hate to say that, I think that she's trying to convince us that she's some kind of mentor. As we all know, she's done nothing for all these years since leaving Britain and saying she had all this amazing thing to do, and she's not done it. Oh, I remember my shock and, yeah, her courage. But I also remember how I felt, and me, and me, and me, and me. That's where I think there is a mental issue here, that she's not in touch with reality at all. I'm sorry if you think I'm being too hard on her. I've been part of this subculture for a very long time, so I might be quite jaded. But apologies if I'm being too harsh, and please tell me down in the comments, and we have a lot more to discuss that you can talk about in the comments, so let's just stick with this.
Being with some people that I admired most, including former President of Ireland, Mary Robinson, who you heard from earlier.
It looked like she had to take a cue right now to like find out if it's Mary Robinson or not.
I joined you in London in 2019, and by that point, it's fair to say, my life had changed rather significantly. I was now married, and I was now a mom.
In 2019, isn't that when like COVID started? So didn't that year change a lot of people's lives? But no, it wasn't about that. It was about she was now married for the second time. And she was now a mom. Allegedly for the second time. But anyway, let's go on.
My worldview had expanded exponentially.
It hasn't.
Seeing the global community through the eyes of my child.
No. Well, hold on.
What is-
So I just have to say, I'm sorry to cut all of this up, but like, I think they have an applause card, first of all, in the audience, which they have done before.
This world he would come to adopt. And what can we do? What can I do to make it better?
Nothing. You can't do anything.
I'm thrilled that my husband is able to join me here this time. To be able to see and witness firsthand my respect for this organization, this incredible organization, and all that it provides as well as accomplishes. One Young World has been an integral part of my life for so many years before I met him.
Well, I mean, is there any empirical detail on that? Whether this organization was ever part of her life before she met Harry? Because I feel like there should be a B-roll explaining like what she did before.
So to meet again here on UK soil with him by my side makes it all feel full circle. And just as a sidebar, earlier this afternoon, we sat down with a few of you delegates, and it was incredibly inspiring, the resounding themes that came up about representation, about inclusion, about access, and about trying to shift the global perspective for all of us as a global community to one of curiosity over criticism. My husband has long advocated for important and necessary impact in the world, focusing a huge part of his life's work on the youth.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to have to stop you there. You just tried to blindside us real quick. Your husband has done stuff because that was his job as a member of the royal family, Harry. I don't really understand how it suddenly becomes he's by your side, but he's also done the same as you have done. So that's great. He's obviously a royal, so everything gets filmed and whatever. What have you done? And can you... I almost cursed. Can you show the empirical evidence of it? Please.
So for both of us,
she just ropes him in,
bearing
to
witness to the power
validation
that you hold in your hands and the unbridled enthusiasm and energy that you have to see things come to fruition, it is just an absolute privilege. I'm incredibly humbled.
You don't sound
not to
humble.
stand before each of you, but to stand beside you. We often hear people say the time is now, but I'm going to double down on that by saying your time is now. The important work can't wait for tomorrow. And this week, the world is watching as you cement your place in history by showcasing the good that you are doing today, in the present moment, as we embrace the moment of now to create a better tomorrow. And with that, it is my absolute honor and pleasure to declare this year's One Young World Summit officially open.
I'm literally looking for the applause cards. Okay, so that was that speech. And now I'm going to backtrack a little bit and talk about the craziness that is Meghan Markle. So when she went to South Africa, she said that the people had never given such applause and ratings to anyone since Nelson Mandela, and she felt that she was like Nelson Mandela. I'm not even going to go into it because it would make me look stupid to even talk about the difference between her and Nelson Mandela. It said, Meghan Markle's Nelson Mandela anecdote sparks confusion. You know? I mean, that's very mild. This is from Newsweek. A few of you told me to look at Lady Colin Campbell's video of her take on the cut. And I just want to say, we all know that different outlets are affiliated politically with different things, whether it be Republican or like the New York Post, I think, is notoriously Republican. And, you know, different things are different things. And then some are just complete fantasy fiction. And I think that Lady Colin Campbell, from what I know of her, is probably, I haven't watched her video, but I'm thinking, you tell me in the comments if I'm right or wrong about this. She's probably going to say, oh, you know, The Cut, it is a publication that is not real. It is fake news. It is affiliated with this and that. And Meghan Markle has bought them through her PR company. She's very good at finding the dubious sources. Happy to be back. Smiling Meghan and Prince Harry are pictured heading to Manchester Summit in the UK, where private security firms will form a ring of steel as Duchess delivers gender equality speech. Now, I'm pretty sure that gender equality is something that has been sorted out. Like, it's been sorted a long time ago. Women's rights have been sorted. I think what she means to say is equity, because in equity versus equality, equity means the outcome is the same for both genders. So in terms of getting jobs, you get the same pay at the end of the day, that kind of stuff. That stuff we're still sorting out. But in terms of equality, yeah, women have all the same rights as men. So plagiarism once again. Next up is Germany and so on for the Invictus Games, which is legitimately Harry's thing. Why go there and then have to have a whole team of security to protect you? I feel like you should go somewhere else where people actually like you. Love you guys so much. Lots of love.